Science says only 8% of people achieve their goals. What makes some people successful and others stay stagnant? How do we identify the qualities and skills necessary to elevate our lives? Well, that's what I want to talk about. That's what my energy is all about. My goal is to help inspire people to be their best selves. These conversations will help people identify their best qualities, bring them out, and understand how to develop plans to achieve their goals. I'm Kayla B, and welcome to the Big Boss Energy Podcast. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks
Came
for
in town just
having
for
me.
me. I love that.
Yes, just for you.
No, but I really want to get into it because I feel like I really am now starting to look for lawyers around like creative stuff that I got going on in my life and just brands and all these things. So I'd love for you to just get into how you even got into that space because there's so many different areas of law. So what made you interested specifically in working with creators, brands, creatives? Like, you know?
Well, I joke with people like I never planned on being like an entrepreneur, starting my own firm. I feel like I was forced into it.
Really?
I was not getting the jobs I wanted. I certainly wasn't getting jobs that would help me pay for my student loans. And once I left New York, I actually had a job that I really liked. I was working for Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
That's
a huge company.
They let me go. I'm not bitter. But I really liked that, but it was like they were doing cuts or whatever, and I was the first person to go. I was the only female, the youngest, the only black person in the legal department, whatever. I know it sounds bitter. I swear I'm not bitter. So left New York, and then I moved to DC, and it was like the same thing. I just kind of wasn't getting the positions I really wanted. And I love DC, don't get me wrong, but I just really didn't have a social life there.
Okay. Were you just not connected to people
Well,
there?
you know what? I don't know what you know about DC, but it's like if you don't work in the government, if you're not in politics, or you didn't go to Howard, you are a leopard. Like they're not talking to you.
Kind of like an outcast.
You're just outcast.
Yeah.
You're outsider. So I had a lot of weekends at home with me and my dog, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start my own law firm. I mean, that's literally how it came about. But I had already started doing like influencing stuff of my own, like after I graduated law school, to kind of show my little process. And it took off. And even for a little minute, I wasn't even practicing. I was just doing influencing. So it was enough to, pay the bills. So I grew my community. I met a lot of influencers, met a lot of creatives. And when I announced it, I'm like, hey guys, so I'm starting a law firm. So all my influencer friends were like, great, here's my stuff. Here's my contracts. Do my stuff. And it
naturally came together.
Yeah. And I opened it in 2019. I'm still open. People still pay me to do their stuff. And that's how that happened.
No, awesome. So what do you think is special about that space when it comes to like intellectual property and this new space of the digital era that we're living in,
I think personal branding like just blew up.
Yeah.
I don't know when was the aha moment, but people realizing like I'm a walking brand.
Right.
And I think that became so popular and that became a thing. And now people want to protect it. Like, this is my thing. This is my likeness. This is my attributes. This is my contribution. And people want to protect it now. Right. And then as far as influencing, I mean, it was really new to me too. I didn't start really realizing what influencing was until I was here when I lived here in Georgia. So it's crazy how the IP stuff even came about.
Right.
I did work at an IP firm when I first graduated law school. It was like IP, divorce, criminal. It was a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned what it was then, but I think I didn't really get into it until I became an influencer. So it was like I got to see both sides
of it.
I saw it as a lawyer, but I didn't really know what y'all did until I became an influencer. And now it's like, okay, now I can see both sides. Now I know how to come at it from our angle, my other angle.
Right.
And it's been great. I didn't always love law. Like I was over it. I hated working at a divorce law firm. I hated working at a criminal law firm. It was bad. I was sad and depressed.
Dealing with all the people who are coming in.
It was like, sir, stop robbing people. Yeah. Like, why are we doing this? It is redundant. Like, why don't you just stop committing crimes? Though? Yeah. So it was that, and then the divorce part. That's always sketchy, and Yeah. So when I started doing this, I'm like, okay, this is what I was meant to do. Right. I feel good. I feel like I'm making a difference. I feel like I'm adding value to my clients who really love their brands and love what they're doing. And I'm protecting them and helping them and, steering them in the right direction. And I just love saying that I'm a part of what they're building.
Right. So me being an influencer, I would say, what are the biggest, a lot of us are young, maybe like blowing up from teenage years or like your early 20s, and you may not have this like intellect around law or legalities that you should be thinking about in this space. So like, what do you see that's really common with influencers that they should be aware of? Like, people building their brands, and you're like you said, you're your own walking brand. What are some of the things that you kind of like have to put your clients on game about that people are just out here not aware about that you think we should know?
I tell them every interaction, every transaction that you do every single day, could you use a contract? Like, would a contract be good in this place? So if you're working with your photographer, that needs a contract. You're working with your makeup artist, that needs a contract. Whoever you work with, whatever transaction is moving around you, it needs a contract. And people don't think that they're important, but they are.
Yeah.
Because you are your brand, you got to let your makeup artist know, like, hey, it's some things I may not want you to post because I got a brand looking at this. Or when you're working with your photographer, you think because you paid the photographer for the photos, you own the photos, when actually the photographer is the copyright owner.
He owns the rights to that.
He owns the rights. So you have to let them know, like, hey, I want you to do this photo shoot, but I also need to own my photos. So it's just, everything needs a contract. Every transaction, I don't care how small, it does not matter. Everything needs a contract. And it's business. Because I find a lot of influencers are like nervous, or I don't know, they don't like to have contracts, or they don't want to offend people. And I'm just like, no, you need to be giving NDAs out like handshakes.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Can you sign this NDA? It's business. Like, don't take it personal. And I mean, I work with like some huge influencers, and I'm like, why are you afraid to? This is about business. Don't be like, well, I don't want to offend them, or I don't want them to not work with me because I'm too. No, you need
that. Yeah.
And they'll respect you more. They know not to play with you.
Yeah. So what is considered intellectual property for people who may not know?
Intellectual property, I say, is like the makings of your business, like the content within your business, the branding of your business. Just, you have the business, but it's like the ownership behind it. So I don't know. It's really weird way of thinking about it, but it's kind of all of
everything.
Those things. Yeah, it's kind of everything, but nothing at the same time. So, I mean, I'll say what I do as far as IP is trademarks, contracts, things like that. But there are things like patents. I don't do patents. You actually have to go to law school a little bit longer to do that. Well, you have people who aren't attorneys who can do patents, like patent specialists, but attorneys who do handle patents, they do go to school a little bit longer. I mean, I may do it in the future, but trademarking is already a long enough process. Patents are even crazier. They can take years.
I never knew until like a few years ago when I was trying to trademark something, like it takes a long time. Sometimes there's like processes that you have to go through. You might get rejected because there might be somebody else out there already with it. Like, they have to, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. It's pretty complex.
For sure.
Honestly. Okay. So like in this brand-centric space, like, did you foresee things like blowing up? I know you were like, it just happened, but where do you like see it going? Because I think it's getting bigger and bigger. A lot of people will be like, oh, Instagram and TikTok are just gonna like disappear. And I'm just like, I really think it's getting much bigger than people realize. The space in itself.
I think shifts are going to be happening. And I only say that because not only do I work with influencers, like I work with the brands too. And so I do think brands are shifting, and that's just because we're shifting, like as far as having retail stores or things like that. So I do think there's going to be a shift in the market. Do I think it's going to go away? Absolutely not. I agree. I think it's going to just keep getting bigger. But I do think it's going to be different. I think because I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. And then a lot of these brands, the other side I don't know, but a lot of them are struggling. Like, they're not making the money that people think they are. Like, really huge companies, brands, they're struggling with finances. So it's definitely going to be a shift. I definitely don't think it's over, though. Like, for people to say, I think influencing is on its way out. No, it's not.
Yeah.
There are celebrities basically becoming influencers now because it's the wave, it's a thing. And if anything, that's what I feel like the shift is happening. But I think brands like working with influencers as opposed to celebrities just because you guys have better reach. You have like a more authentic connection. Right. These celebrities do not know the everyday people. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a shift, but it's not going away. Right.
So what are the importance of legalities as you're starting a brand? Because I feel like sometimes, you know, like, for example, you might have 10,000 followers today, and within 3 months, you could see somebody have 250,000 followers. So when is the point of conception that you feel like influencers or people in this space should start to think, okay, I need a lawyer on my team. I need to seek this type of service out? Because I don't feel like a lot of people think about it until it's maybe too late, when you're in a situation where it's sticky, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think people go into business, this is going to sound so harsh, I think they do it all wrong, because it does not matter who, like, how big your audience is or how much exposure you have. You have to base your business on what you want your business to be. So that needs to be at the inception. You need to sit down and make a business plan. So it's not about, let me start the brand, let me get some people and blah, blah, blah. No, what do you want to do? And that's the plan that you need to stick to. And I think some people, I know, like, they're like, oh, do it scared, do it this, do it broke. Don't do any of those things. Like, why would you do that?
I'm laughing, but it's really not funny.
Do it with a plan. Yeah. Okay? Because, and I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but you're just making it so much more harder on yourself.
If it does so happen to take up. Yeah.
Work. Like,
so you think at the point that I'm writing out my business plan, I should be consulting a lawyer at that point?
Absolutely. If you believe in your business and you believe in your brand that much, do it right from the beginning. And that's why I tell people, it takes money to make money. Right. Don't keep starting these businesses and y'all don't have no income. Right. Don't do it. Yeah. Just don't. You're going to make it so much harder on yourself. I'm not saying you're going to fail. I'm just saying you're going to make it so much harder on yourself to just jump out, no money, starting from scratch. It can be done, but don't do it. Right. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just, we literally just had another guest, and we were talking about the strategy. Like, a lot of people are just out here and they're just kind of like, I just want to do something, but there's no strategy, there's no plan. Like you said, where's the budget? You know, how do you actually write a business plan? That's something I didn't do when I was first starting businesses. I was like 23, 24 years old, and now anything that I'm doing, I'm using AI, I'm using different tools to like put together business plans and proposals in this new space of my life, because it's like you said, I believe in it in a different way, and it's like, I don't want anything to go wrong. I want to own it. I don't want anybody coming for it. You know what I mean?
And I mean, things are always going to go wrong, but like you said, that's what the strategies are for. That's what the planning is for, so you can be ready for it and not just do it blindly. Right. Just don't make it harder than it needs to be. It's already hard. It's so ghetto. Starting a business, don't make it worse. Yeah. So
no, and you have your own business.
Yes.
Yeah. So you actually have your own business that you started. Can you be your own lawyer for your own business? I don't know if that's a thing.
I am not my own lawyer.
No, I didn't know it was possible.
I mean, some things obviously I'll do on my own, but I definitely consult with other lawyers. I actually, I recently bought a townhouse, but I had purchased I put the earnest money deposit down for a condo. Okay. And they tried to keep it. And I had to hire my attorney to get me out of this contract pretty much. So, I mean, I could do most of it, but no, I want to, I'm a client.
I'd like to not work today.
Yeah, I'd like to not work today. But my business, like, I think I started my first business when I was maybe like 14.
Ooh, what was that one?
I think it was clothing or something. When did I start working? I don't know. But I've been starting businesses for a very long time. I mean, at that age, I thought it was just something fun to do. But as I got older, I did not want to own my own business. I watched my mother, like, start her business. And, I mean, yes, it did well. It thrived. But, like, she worked hard. Right. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Wow.
Like, I said, I want to work and all these things. But, growing up, though, I feel like I'm getting so off topic, but I'm going to keep on going.
Keep going. No, keep going.
Growing up, I didn't know I wanted to be a lawyer. I actually wanted to be a marine biologist.
Really?
Yes. Love the water.
So at what point did you decide to go to college?
I'm going to tell you. I said, they don't make any money. And that was it. They didn't make any money. And my mentor at the time, he recently passed away too, but my mentor at the time, he had this Cadillac and he had this Corvette. And I was like, what does he do? They were like, he's a lawyer. I'm saying, I'm doing that. Okay. And from then on, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be a lawyer. Yeah. And not knowing what they did, what it was, or anything like that. Just saw but I saw it through, which was insane. I was like, Mom, can you believe I actually did it? Yeah. Because after college, I was still broke, as many of us are after college. I was like, you know what, Mom, I'm going to take this year off. And I actually wanted to get my real estate license. I said, I think I could do it. I think I'd be great at it. And she was like, okay, cool. I'm done. I won't be helping you. This is where I leave you. You have to leave the nest. Oh, wow. She said either you leave the nest and you're on your own or go to law school. So I went to law school. I did believe in that gap year. Yeah. That where you just take a year and figure it out. She was like, hell no. I didn't believe in the gap year. I'm not going to lie. I mean, thank God I listened to her. No. And quite honestly. But I don't think it's a bad thing. Now that I'm older, it's crazy because I don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of people look down on that gap year. Yes. But I went from being a full athlete in high school, nonstop, top performer in the country, then straight into college, graduated early. What sports were you in? I ran track. I love that. Yeah, I ran track. I was a hurdler. I was top 50 in the nation. And, and I turned down all my offers because I had an academic and a sports scholarship. Mm-hmm. So I went to college then, and it was I did summers, I did internships, and then I went straight into work that summer. Yeah. So I never had a break. Me neither. Ever in my life. So it was just kind of okay. Now I'm jealous of those people who got that gap year to explore and figure out what they wanted to do, because it can shift so much of your dynamic. I think when you leave college, you have such a set mindset of whatever you studied and this is what I'm gonna go do, and then life kind of slaps you in the face with this reality of this might not be what you want to do. This might be what you just studied, and those people got the chance to figure themselves out a little bit. I never had a break off. My mom would put me in summer school. I feel like I was in summer school since pre-K. Yeah. I was in summer school my entire life. Even in college, I went to summer school so I could graduate early. Me too. I did the same thing. Yeah, I graduated in 3 years. And summer school was harder than regular semesters. And then I went to summer school and law school too. So I didn't have the break. And honestly, if I had to do it over, I would have tried to maybe get a job and them help me pay for law school, because these student loans are very disrespectful. Insane. They don't care about anything you have going on. So yeah. No. I don't remember the question. No, no, that's great. That's my conclusion. It's okay. No, we were talking about just what you thought. Yeah, I don't remember the question either, but we can move into the next question. It doesn't make any sense. But no, I think so outside of law, it was about starting your business. That's where we was at. Yes. Starting my business. What made you passionate about starting your business? And you told me your first business was at 14. So you gotta tell me. I think my spark to start businesses, I'll think of problems that I have. When I was younger, I feel like none of the clothes really fit me. That's why I wanted to do a clothing line. But now as I got older, I looked at even with the influencing stuff, I'm okay, the girls who look like me, they don't have representation. Right. No one is teaching them. No one is in this space. So let me be that thing. I see a problem and I try to become a solution. Right. So with this most current startup that I'm doing, I see the problems that my clients have as business owners. Okay. So I'm trying to make the solution. And basically what this startup is, I don't know. It's called Get This. Are you married or been married? No. No. Okay. Have you heard of Zola?
I'm praying on it.
Okay. We're putting that in the universe. Have you heard of Zola or The Knot?
No. What is that?
So they're websites you go to when you're about to get married, and these websites literally help you from beginning to end to plan your wedding. Okay. Gift Biz is basically that, but for business owners. So we're going to help you from beginning to end to start your business. It's like a business gift registry, right? So just changing the gifting industry, because right now you only get gifts for having a baby or moving to a new house or you get married. But I think starting a business is a part of the cycle now, the life cycle. Yeah. So I feel like it's a thing worth gifting. Like, so next time really someone tells you like, hey, I'm starting a business, you're like, oh girl, great, where are you registered? You know what I mean?
That's really cool. And then I noticed, like, you know, online you'll see like girls like, oh, my man just gave me 20 bands for my business for my birthday. But it's like, did he give you a business plan? Did he give you anything else? Or did he just drop some cash off?
On the 20 bands.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, girl.
I know. I mean,
okay, girl.
But no, we see these things online all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my man funded this, or like, you know, I got a gift and people gave me money, or like, you know, I bought somebody some land. But what's the business plan behind that? Like, it's kind of just like, that's a dope idea.
And then the people who don't have men that gave them 20 bands. Yeah. You know, for the people who have to ask like friends and family, and instead of just like begging for money, like, hey, I want to start a business. Now you have like this platform. We give you a free website. We give you these free resources, and then you can actually show them a gift registry so they can see for their own eyes, like, okay, they really do have a plan. They have some direction, and I don't mind helping them start their business.
So talk about, is it a software? Like, talk about the business a little bit more.
Well, you know what? I have no tech background or experience, and as I'm like starting to talk to investors and just trying to learn more in this space, they're telling me, oh, so you have a tech startup, and I'm like, I do?
That's immediately what I thought.
I didn't know that. So I mean, I don't know if I wanted to be a software. Right now I am kind of leasing out someone else's structure that I have right now, but I would love to make one of my own. But right now you can go to the website, you make your gift registry, you can make your own website, well, a web page. Don't think about going there and make like a 20-page website on us, because it is free. So I don't know. I'm still working on it. It is done. It's officially launched, but I'm still working out the kinks and, you know, just getting more users on there and trying to get some money behind it. But I'm excited about it. I really do like it. I think it could be a thing, and I think it'll really help people. So.
No, for sure. I feel like the thunder was like a sign we should light it up. Like, you know, just do like, go full tech, do it. Like, it was like a sign from the universe that just came in.
But so hard.
It's
like intense.
That was crazy. I don't know if they're gonna be able to hear that, but no, the weather has been crazy today, y'all. But so I feel like I love all the advice you've been dropping. You know, majority of the people that I interview are influencers. Like, I'm in this space. Atlanta is a super big market for influencers here in the United States. So I think it'll be really insightful to my audience. But before we go, I definitely want you to give any advice to like young millennials, young creatives out here that you may have, whether they're starting their own business, you know, gifting a business to somebody. What should they keep in mind? And like, what do you think are like maybe like 2 or 3 of the most important things that they should really keep at the forefront legally as they're building their personal brands, creative brands, whatever it is, like, you know?
Well, this isn't legal advice. This is just life advice.
Right.
Budget, budget, budget. Okay.
We love that advice.
Stop doing things. What is it? Stop doing them scared. Stop doing them broke. Stop doing them. Whatever other ones they're telling you. Anything. Yeah. Always do it with faith, of course, but don't budget. Like, please budget your money. I even before you can get an attorney, because we do cost. You got to budget your money.
No, for sure.
So it's like, I get it. You have these ideas, but please plan properly. Don't just jump into it, because what you end up doing is spending a lot of money. And
wasting money because you make mistakes.
Yes, because
mistakes cost so much more.
They'll start the business and start making money. You didn't make all that money. Where's all your operating costs?
Right.
You didn't make all this money. Yeah. And by the time they add it up, you really didn't make any money.
You didn't profit, right?
Where's the profit?
They didn't put any type of statement together to understand the profit statement before the business,
so,
you know?
Please plan properly, budget beforehand, and, you know, you should reach out to an attorney. Right. And I mean, not all of us, you know, have like paid consultations, but just research. I think people take that part out of the equation too.
Right.
It's so many people I'll come across, and I could tell you didn't look any of this up.
Right.
It's all on Google.
Yeah.
I don't say anything profound on these consultations. I'm not reinventing the wheel. Yeah. Everything I tell them is on Google. I'm glad you called me and paid me to tell you, but everything is already there.
Right.
So yeah, you have to like take your time, and I understand you want to do it now, but take your time and have a job. I'm sorry, y'all. Have have a job. And I know I'm in a room full of influencers or creatives or, entrepreneurs. Have a job.
I got a job.
Boom. Have a job. Nothing is wrong. Like, we have to stop 9 to 5 shaming.
No, I think, to be honest, like, I think having a 9 to 5 empowers you to really step out. Like, it's the best platform that you can have for yourself. You have medical, what I'm saying? You have medical care, you have insurance, you have like tons of security that allows you to me, focus on your business.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never knew until I had friends that are entrepreneurs telling me how much they're paying for health insurance, and my company is free. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't even pay for health insurance, and I can go to the doctor. It is real when you have to go. I had one ER bill, baby, and I'm gonna tell you about it. It's very. Listen, okay. So I completely agree. Yes. Yeah, I think having a foundation allows you to actually focus on your business tons more.
Yes.
Of course, you have to like know time management and strategies to like know how to like diverge your time between the two. Mm-hmm. But it's much different if I'm like hustling and I don't know my rent is going to be paid next month versus like, okay, my bills are paid in the back and I can actually just wake up every day and figure out what I'm passionate about on the side until that. If that is what you want to do, you know what I'm saying?
A natural
Swap.
pace instead of trying to speed everything up because you don't know where your next. You
check
don't
is
know.
From.
So please have a job. Jobs are fine. Jobs are fine. And then not everyone hates their jobs too. You know what I mean? I think we put it out in the world like, how can you work for somebody? Be your own boss. Being your own boss is the most ghetto thing we could ever do. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And everybody doesn't have the personality or the discipline.
I'm my own boss. I get on my nerves. Yeah. She's bossy. She wakes up too early. She worries too much. Like, I would love to quit.
Yeah.
I would love to quit this job. So I'm just saying, like, it's okay. Yeah. It's really okay. But plan properly, budget ahead of time, and it's okay to have a job. Like, have multiple streams. Okay?
Yeah.
Have your business, make them pay you, and do some other things. So don't cut off a stream of income for what?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. No, that's a great message because we definitely live in a culture right now that's just like quit your job and just live the social media dream. And it's just like that's painted and portrayed how.
Telling you that, they hate you.
No, but I appreciate you for coming by today. This is great information. I think a lot of people would definitely benefit from understanding like, some of the precautions they should take as well as just the research they need to do up front before really stepping into most endeavors. So I appreciate it. Thanks so much. So I want to do this. So, okay, we're going to do a this or that game. So I think we already know the answer to this one, but 9 to 5 or entrepreneur?
Both of them.
Both.
Can we do it to see? No, seriously, do both. For as long as you can.
I agree.
I feel like until you have at least 2 mental breakdowns, do both. Yeah.
Okay. Were you like legal movies or true crime?
That's such a good one. You said legal movies or true crime?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the same thing.
What's Annalise Keaton's show?
How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah, I'm not.
I was definitely. I was that. I was a scandal. All those things. But I guess true crime. If I had to choose, because honestly, when I'm watching legal shows and I'd be like, "This is not how I go. That is not right. That's not true." Yeah, so I started picking through it. But yeah.
Would you say you like working with micro influencers or mega influencers?
Micro.
Okay.
The mega ones sometimes they're lunatics.
Okay.
For sure. I love you. I love you, clients. I really do.
Ooh, a fast-paced litigation or slow-burning strategy?
The petty in me wants to drag it out.
I knew he was going to choose that
one. But the greed in me wants to hurry up and get to the finish line. Yeah.
Remote hearings or actual court date?
Well, guys, I don't do either. I'm not that type of attorney, so I never have to go to court.
Ooh,
I'm not filing anything. Everything I do is kind of from my desk. So I really don't even know that world, to be honest. Like I tell my cousins all the time, don't call me when you get arrested. I can't help you. That's not the type of stuff I practice. All I can do is kind of three-way auntie, because I know she got county blocked. Yeah. So I can't do nothing but three-way help. And
really?
you know, so I don't practice that type of law.
No.
Yeah.
I feel that way. Okay, and then the last one is, are you a meticulous researcher or a quick thinker?
I think I'm light on my toes, but I love researching. I'm actually very much a nerd.
Okay.
I mean, y'all probably got that. I don't know. I'm very much a nerd. I love reading. I love like putting things in my mind, even if it's something random and stupid. Yeah. I just like to know.
Are you like the type of person to Google everything?
Oh,
yes.
Me.
That's me.
Even if I'm watching something, I'm
me too.
Googling it while I'm watching it because I want to know more.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, thanks for playing the game. You know, and thanks for stopping by. But no, I truly appreciate you for stopping by the Big Boss Energy podcast today.
Such fun. I really appreciate you reaching out and everything because I am such a Cancer. I am in my shell. I'm heads down.
You're a water sign just like me.
And just working. So I love when opportunities like this pop up. So I was very grateful she reached out and considered me. Yeah, I love this.